Welcome back to another episode of Up the Score Show. In today's episode, we're going to be reacting to the first round of the playoffs during the middle of this series. And most of these series, we are 2 games in. So we're going to talk about some of those series. And at the end of the episode, we're going to be talking about the players who have the most to prove in this playoffs. And we're going to talk about some players who we feel like been surprising so far. Welcome Zeno to the show, a host on Vanity Sports Debates. What's up, Zeno?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, let's get this started, man. We got a couple series that's down 2-0 right now, and 90% of the world's in history, about 90% of these series go to the team that started off with the 2-0 win. Zeno, which one of these teams that are up 2-0 right now do you think could blow a lead? And we're going to talk about that series. We got the Thunder Pelicans.
Yeah.
Suns,
Thunder
Wolves.
Pelicans, Suns, Wolves, Magic, Cavs, Magic, Lakers, Nuggets, and Sixers and Knicks. Even taking my bias out of it, I'm a Sixers fan. I just want to clarify this. I think the Sixers have the best chance to do so. The reason why I'm saying this is because when you look at the other teams that are 2-0, you have the Thunder Pelicans. The Thunder, the first game was mainly they were just missing shots that they usually make. And now, the next game, they blew them out by 20. This is gonna be a consistent theme unless Brandon Ingram starts actually putting up a good amount of points and just being way more efficient and aggressive. The Suns and Wolves, the way the Wolves are winning, it's not unsustainable. They're clamping, they're not being put in a rotation. They're having really good decisions when they're being on ball and having to deal with the primary attacker. They're getting out in transition. They're playing well in the half court. They're playing well in transition. They're not doing anything necessarily wrong on defense. And then offensively, maybe offensively there's certain things that you might think, yo, I don't know if that's really going to be them. Like Anthony Edwards just being able to constantly drill mid-ranges, which he hasn't really been consistently doing during the regular season. Or Mike Conley being able to being able to score that efficiently with that much volume when he hasn't been shooting that much during the regular season. He's more of a facilitator rather than a scorer. But that's necessarily the only real thing you have to have against them. The defense, you can't argue against the defense. That defense has been like this since the regular season. And then the Cavs Magic, it's literally a dogfight, but the Cavs have a better offense. That's the whole reason why I don't see the Magic being able to beat them, which is sad because I actually thought the Magic was going to beat them.
We thought the Magic were going to beat them, actually.
Lakers versus Nuggets. Do we have to say anything about that?
No,
do we?
Don't. No, we don't.
The Nuggets own you guys, bro. They own you. It's like the Celtics for the Sixers. They own you.
I mean, they was up 20 the other day. If they was to ever win a game, it was going to be that one. And Jamal Murray ended it off with a buzzer beater.
Yo, I know a lot of Lakers fans' hearts just broke when that happened to you.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it reminds me of what happened to us as a Sixers fan. Literally the same day. And then the Sixers, I think the Sixers games have been all close for the most part. We've just been losing very close games. And yes, that's kind of the Nuggets, but the difference is the Nuggets are just going to walk you down every time. The Nuggets are probably one of the best executing teams that we've ever seen. The Knicks aren't. The whole reason why the Knicks were winning is because the first game, they out-rebounded us and they got a lot of second chance points and second opportunities. So they just had way more field goals compared to us. If I remember, they had 10 more field goals than us. Yo, if you're gonna give another team 10 more chances to shoot and score, whether it's at a layup or a 3-point line or from the mid-range, most likely you're going to lose because you're giving them significantly more field goals. And the second game, we lost to something, we lost the second game very closely too. So that's why I'm saying that I think the Sixers really do have a chance.
If I had to pick a team from the teams of choice, it would be the 76ers too. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I don't think that the 76ers are going to come back and win the series. And to be honest, I think game 3 is the most important game of the 76ers season, because if they're down 3-0, you may as well just sit and be. Don't, if you're down 3-0, come on. Embiid's out there like limping and stuff. You may as well shut him down, let him get ready for next season. I genuinely still don't like the fact that Joel Embiid's playing, to be honest.
I agree.
Because, dude, the Buddy Hield trade, right? To me, that indicated that they wanted to win immediately. They wanted somebody who could fit in easily when Joel Embiid comes. Buddy Hield's not the type of person that's going to change the structure of your offense, but he's going to change the amount of spacing that's on the court. Unfortunately, he ain't been knocking down his shots. He still spaces out the court because you have to guard him, but he ain't been knocking down his shots. At the end of the day, he got to do that. I looked at that trade more of a Aaron Gordon trade, like when the Nuggets got Aaron Gordon from the Magic, because Jamal Murray was hurt. I was looking at it like Joel Embiid's hurt, so forget it. He's just gonna get you a player for next season and get you something in free agency so Buddy Hield could fit in the starting lineup. Makes sense. But them going out and trying to win with Joel Embiid, at that point you should have got Pascal Siakam. Like there's no reason that you should have got a role player if you wanted to go win right now with Joel Embiid. Like,
I've been saying that.
It's like
you said. Go ahead.
It's like they changing up what they want. They changing the goal. It seemed like the goal was Joel Embiid's gonna sit, and it's cool. And then soon as the thing is also, if you are this all in on this year that you're willing to play your MVP while he's limping, trade your first round picks you got for James Harden. Why you holding on to the first rounders? No, that means you're not all in on this season completely. You just out there putting miles on Embiid for no reason.
I agree with you. I think that they're kind of waiting for next season. That was called the off season, because by then, now when it's gonna be an off season, we're gonna have the picks and the cap space to sign a big name, or we can sign certain players around us to actually help. You see what you said about Pascal Siakam. If I don't know how long I've known you for, but during that trade deadline, that was the specific name I said that we should get. You know why? Because that would give us a second option scoring wise that would actually be able to consistently create their own shot, be a good defensive piece, and then also be another transition threat with Maxey. He fits with our team so well, it's crazy.
And sorry to cut you off, him and your franchise player from the same place. So I feel like they would also have a good relationship off the court. They both from Cameroon. Like, you literally missed out on it's cool though. It's cool. And
I was thinking either him or OG or what's that name? Jesus, I forget his name.
Grant.
He used to play for the Bulls. He's playing for the Bulls right now. Alex Caruso.
Oh, Alex Caruso.
I was asking for one of those three players, and you know why? OG and Alex Caruso. Those two players would boost our defense to the point where we can win with our offense, because our offense is good enough. Just with Embiid or not.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But, hey, y'all, for anybody viewing right now, I don't know why Zeno does this. He's not as dumb as he makes it seem. You be asking who is that person, and like you say the most obvious name sometimes. He just be having brain farts, all right? He knows what he's talking about. But I remember me and you were talking. We were talking during that time. And my other person I thought the 76ers should have got was DeMar DeRozan. And look, it was look, I'm not that high on DeRozan, but it was mainly because I feel like you said, another scoring threat, another person in that, another scoring threat in transition also, and he's a decent playmaker. While he also played, did he ever play for Nick Nurse, or did Nick Nurse leave?
Nick Nurse, yes. No. They traded him the same year Nick Nurse got.
Okay, so and also he's on an expiring contract. So my point of view was, hey, if you're gonna have DeMar DeRozan get traded for cheap, right? Because I feel like he's been a cheap option, and he's on an expiring contract. You could let this be the time where he goes prove himself, and if he doesn't prove himself in the playoffs, you just get somebody else with all that money you have, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the 76ers went and got Buddy Hield.
My question to you then is, what did you expect? What did you expect the package for DeMar
DeMar?
DeRozan? Yeah,
Oh, very cheap. I don't even think a first rounder. I think DeMar DeRozan is worth like four second round picks, and like Tobias Harris and some picks like second rounders, honestly. Or even at that time, y'all had Robert Covington and stuff.
they still have Rocco. Yeah,
Yeah, I probably would have just Rocco, couple late round picks, and Rocco, a couple late round picks, and I probably would have honestly put Nicholas Batum in that package, which would have made that team probably not even me in the playoffs right now because Nicholas Batum go blur. If you know, you know. I wish I didn't know because Nicholas Batum went absolutely blur against the Miami Heat for no reason. No reason at all. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. That did you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nicholas Batum would have been in that package for sure. And y'all would have not made the playoffs.
Yeah. Bringing DeMar DeRozan for Nick Batum would have been so
Yeah.
sick, especially how Nick Batum really fits with our scheme. It's weird,
Yeah.
but his like tertiary playmaking, good entry passing, good defender, like good team defender, knows what to do on the defensive end, high IQ, and then his floor spacing fits so well with Embiid. It fits like a glove. And I've always said this. I've said this for the past few seasons. The worst thing that happened to Nick Batum was getting stuck in that fucking the Hornets team. I know he did it because they gave him a boatload of money, but like that's one of the worst things that happened to his career. Because any team would have loved a peak Nick Batum, which sounds weird, but think about it. A player that was better playmaking wise, he was better playmaking wise. He's a better shooter, a better defender because he was more athletic.
Oh, Zeno. Oh, yeah. No, I agree with you. When I was breaking down the 76ers for the first round of the playoffs, I said that Nicholas Batum, he could play the 1 through 5. Nicholas Batum could play point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. So he is a guy who will find a role on your team. He could defend, he could pass, he can shoot. He's a veteran who knows his role. I mean, Nicholas Batum is a piece that any team would want, to be honest. Especially the amount of money he makes. He's a very movable player. Nicholas Batum is amazing. I'm already knowing. I feel like the 76ers should move to putting him at small ball center a little bit more than they do as of right now. Whenever Joel Embiid does sit down, because Joel Embiid when he plays, he doesn't sit for that often, you know. So in the times that Joel Embiid is sitting, go all out like the Clippers would and have a Nicholas Batum at center lineup and just shoot threes.
The issue with that is, you see the rebounding that we have.
Yeah.
It'll be 5 million worse.
Yeah.
So
And that's exactly why you need to get you a big man to let Batum just play the floor.
To be fair, we've had certain decent backup centers. We had Dwight Howard for a year, really good. He was a really good backup center for that year. We had Andre Drummond too. So those were too good. And then we had years where you had fucking DeAndre Jordan, Dwayne Dedman,
Al Horford.
I mean, Al Horford as a backup big is amazing, but why are you spending like 40 mil on him for a backup big?
And because he also allows the Celtics to have someone who can't lock the fuck out of Embiid. That is literally why y'all gave.
I think you're talking about for us.
I know, but I'm sorry. That's the reason Al Horford got that contract, just so Embiid.
It really wasn't. I've let you say this all the time, but the whole reason why is because they were building around, Ben Simmons, and they wanted a spacing from the 5. That was literally the whole reason. But you can keep saying that, I guess.
Yeah. Let's. Anything else you want to talk about this 76ers Knicks series? Like, we should actually get into it a little bit because Jalen Brunson, like you said, so far first couple of
games, they won't let me out. That's literally what's happening to him, boy. Boy.
No. Brunson's solid, but Brunson will be all right. Brunson's chilling. It's 2 games into it, but so far his percentages ain't been amazing. Yeah, but neither has Embiid's percentage been all that amazing. But
Yeah, because he's playing on one knee. And
Bruh, he's playing. He's playing. He's playing.
reminder. Embiid on one knee, can't jump, can't get up and down the floor, has been significantly the best player in the series. Yes or no?
He's been the best player in the series, yeah.
All right, then. Thank you. That's what I want to hear.
But he's
Even
also,
with no knees, even with no ability to run, he's still affecting the game way more than Jalen Brunson, who is 100% healthy. That's what I want to hear. Remind yourself that that's what's going on right now.
I'm watching the game right now in the background. This is the series that I've missed the most, me personally, though. I would like to also
Admit that.
yeah. This is the series I've missed the most because it's literally at my hot time at work, you know, like it's in the middle of the day. This is when I'm at work. I can't catch the end of it. I can
send you a link to
I'm watching it right now. I'm watching it
Oh,
right now.
okay. I was gonna say I was gonna send you a link to it because
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson, like some of those shots, like majority of those shots that he takes, are kind of just one-on-one possessions. They're not like double teamed or anything like that. The double team is usually blitzes, and they're like trying to making them get rid of the ball and forcing them to play make out of the situation. But majority of those shots have been just on what's his name, on Kelly Oubre, and. Do you want to tell you the true shooting? His true shooting. Actually, I want to tell you his field goal percentage. Yes,
I don't know. His field goal is 33. All right, what is it?
Higher or lower than 35?
Lower.
Higher or lower than 30?
Higher.
He is shooting 29.1% from the field.
Okay.
On 27.5 field goal attempts.
Okay, so
okay, for a 3-point shot. Higher or lower than 40?
Lower.
Higher or lower than 35?
Lower.
Higher or lower than 30?
Higher.
Higher or lower than 25?
Man.
Higher than 20? 16.7% from 3 on 6 attempts.
Oh man, but we only 2 games into the series. The thing about it is, all Jalen Brunson needs is one good game, man, and that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, one good game is gonna stop him from being 37.3% true shooting. You good? You right?
No, actually would. When you're 2 games,
yeah. You go back up to like 40%.
50
from one game. All that. You would need to hit you need to shoot like 25 out of 25 out of 29 shots that game for him to hit.
Yeah. Brunson capable of it. My boy Brunson, man.
Does he know?
That's my boy Brunson.
Does he know?
That's my boy Brunson. But you gotta also remember, Joel Embiid is one of the best defenders when it comes playoff time, and a big part of Joel Embiid's presence is the paint defense, and I think that's Jalen Brunson's bread and butter, like finishing wise, like him getting to the floater game and all that. Mm-hmm. It opens up everything for him. And like you said, that's the exact reason why the 76ers out of these teams got the best chance to come back. Jalen Brunson ain't playing all that well. You mentioned it, that false call, that iffy call, kind of, things could be swinging a little different for sure. But I still got the Knicks winning this series. Would you still have the Knicks?
I thought it was gonna go to 7 anyway, so I don't blame you.
So do you still have the Knicks winning this series?
I never had the Knicks winning this series. What? Okay. Yeah, that was cute of you. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was very cute. You trying to sneak that one in. That was crazy. Yeah.
All right, man.
I do want to give certain shout outs though. First, as much as I hate this person because for some reason he just wants to hit every 3 known to man against our team. Shout out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart is currently, I'm pretty sure he's 8 for 14. Let me see. Josh Hart is 8 for 15 against our team, making it 53% from 3 in these two games. A respectful shot. I'm not gonna hate here because I could say where was this 3-point shooting throughout the regular season when you shoot 31%? But hey, if the defense is letting you wide open and you're knocking those threes down, you're gonna have to make them respect you. So that is actually 100%. That's a great offense from him. I can't even hate on that. Let's talk about how he's grabbing 14 rebounds, which is the most out of everyone in this series. Insane rebounder. Can't even hate on that. That is insanity. I want to say he's grabbed 8 offensive rebounds this series. That is the third most highest, tied for the second most highest with Embiid. So he's out rebounding everyone except for Mitchell Robinson. Let's talk about Mitchell Robinson. I want to say this now. That nigga, Mitchell Robinson. He's probably going to go down as one of the best offensive rebounders that we've ever seen. I'm telling you this now. That guy, the regular season, Mitchell Robinson, I believe, got like 10 rebounds. Do you know half of his rebounds are offensive?
If you've seen his offensive rebound percentage, it clears in the NBA. His offensive rebounding percentage, like if you can search that up, that he's a monster. He like last year against the Cavaliers, he did a lot for that team, just cleaning up the glass wise. When Jared Allen and Evan Mobley was playing soft down there, Mitchell Robinson was gonna make sure, hey, you ain't gonna be able to play soft and get by, boy. I put a bomb dunk on this offensive rebound out to Brunson. And when you get an offensive rebound, the most shots that's created off of those are dunks and wide open threes, So when he does that, he's either getting himself a putback or he's finding somebody wide open for 3. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson is very valuable. And the Knicks got 2 centers.
This season, Mitchell Robinson is averaging more offensive rebounds than normal rebounds, than defensive rebounds.
Yeah, for sure.
I think people need to understand how nuts that is.
Yeah, his Enes Kanter shit. I remember Enes Kanter used to be like that. Man.
That is insane. Yeah. Averaging nearly 5 offensive rebounds is insane. Yeah, that guy is going to go down as one of the best offensive rebounders we've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mitch is nice.
Mm-hmm. The Mountain guy has showed out as well as his 3-point shooter. And last but not least, Maxi's had a really good series this season. Been very efficient, hitting all his shots down the stretch, showing people that no, he's not just a get downhill when 3-point shooting guy. He's not attacking closeouts consistently. He's actually creating his shot against set defenses. Not all the time, not enough, but that's another thing. But yeah, you can go on. My fault.
Yeah, what's the next 2-0 series? We spent a lot of time on that 2-0 series. We got the Nuggets, Lakers, like we mentioned. Got the buzzer beater from Jamal Murray. Anthony Davis so far this series, he has actually been great against Nikola Jokic. Just, Nikola Jokic going to be the Joker. LeBron James, that unfortunate because in that second game, he had made a couple clutch threes. And all people are going to judge him by is that one miss where
missed 3.
Yeah, bro. Like before that missed 3, people didn't even know. He made 2 clutch back-to-back threes contested. And that kept them in the game. And after that missed 3, the Lakers, they got so unfortunate, bro. It was a loose ball, and somehow Michael Porter Jr. just ends up with it. Like, shoots some contested ass shot. Green.
What you did that?
Hey, as soon as Michael Porter Jr. hit that shot, I was like, they gonna find them away. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because at halftime, or not at halftime, but at the end of the first quarter, Nikola Jokic had 0 points. Spencer Dinwiddie was checking in the game. LeBron was checking out, and the Nuggets were down 15. I took the Denver Nuggets money line. I said Nikola Jokic got 0 points, and they summoned in Spencer Dinwiddie. Stuff about to change. Stuff about to change, bro. No way Nikola Jokic got 0 points. And y'all summoned in Spencer Dinwiddie, and I'm supposed to think that something's going not shift. Nikola Jokic ended the quarter with 15. I was like, all right, yeah, that's more like it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
yeah, bro. I was already knowing he was about to go on a serious run as soon as the Lakers bench came in because the Lakers bench is terrible, bro. Like they need to stop going to it. Like actually, like they need to just stop benching players. We'll run you a 7-man lineup, a 6-man lineup, and
what would be the 7-man lineup?
Gabe Vincent and
TP.
Who?
TP, Taurean Prince.
Actually, yeah. Gabe Vincent and Taurean Prince. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, cut all of them with these minutes. Jackson Hayes. I mean, Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes, the only way you play him is if LeBron and AD are on their ass tired. After that, don't put Jackson Hayes in the game. LeBron is your backup center for now on. Okay,
Don't
LeBron.
don't do that because they've been doing LeBron old school or Rui Hachimura at the center minutes a lot of the times, and they're getting burnt because of it. I think
I
putting
know,
Jackson
but
Hayes
like, but
there.
like they get burnt when Jackson Hayes is in there, and all Jackson Hayes does is ruin their floor spacing and make their offense worse. At that point, you're gonna get burnt by the Jokic. Just let LeBron be the one that gets burnt. Okay, fuck it. You're gonna get burnt. You live with it. You may as well at this point put Torian Prince on Nikola Jokic, cause like you're not stopping him, bro. Just let Jokic be himself, bro. Just don't be so worried about Nikola Jokic that you ruin your offense, cause y'all need to put points up at the end of the day to stop this guy, bro. It ain't by defense.
All I know is
End of the day, bro.
Imagine being up by 20 and Jokic essentially just said, "Be yourself," and then the next half you lose. That's crazy. Yo, he said, "Be yourself. You know who you are. Be yourself." And then he walks you down for another half quarter. Let's go for another half and wins the game on a buzzer beater. That actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. That must be the most painful way to go. At least for us, we can say, "Yo, we got scammed." For you guys, you can't even say you got scammed. You just got beat.
Bro, they were. I think. All right, quote me if I'm wrong. I
Mhm.
think in the fourth quarter when the Nuggets took the lead, that was their first lead that game. I remember I watched that game. I don't really remember the Nuggets ever having a lead, and I knew they were going to win the whole game. Like they never had a lead, and I knew they were going to win because they were in
You mean like
striking.
they're delayed inevitable?
Yeah, they were in
Essentially.
striking distance the whole time. They were just keeping it in striking distance. As soon as
Mm.
the Lakers had them that one run when they was where they just couldn't score, LeBron James knocked down a couple clutch threes. After that, their offense was nothing. And another thing, what's up?
What I was gonna say to you is what you reminded me. You said something earlier about LeBron knocking down a couple of threes. You know what that reminds me of? Was
What's
it?
up?
I want to say the 2013 series against the Spurs, where people were saying it's the Ray Allen shot, but LeBron literally was like the main reason why they were even in the game at that
Yeah,
point down the stretch because he made, was it 12 points?
might have been more.
He was hitting like
At the end of the game, LeBron he took his headband off and scored a bunch of points. I remember that. That's a core memory as a Heat fan. LeBron, he took that headband off, threw that shit. He said it was the headband's fault. And guess what? That shit was the headband's fault. That man just started going crazy. And then no, that's crazy. And then
this guy, yeah, that was premium glazing right there. Premium glazing. I know you call. I know you call it. Else called LeBron go. That's what you call it at this point. Yeah. You see, when Goat took his headband off, I know that's how you call him.
Hold on. That's hilarious. I wish I could find out that Ray Allen game. I'm gonna end up finding it eventually, and we'll talk about what LeBron did in that fourth quarter. But next series we got, or anything else you want to say about the Lakers Nuggets series of halfway into the first round?
Was it Game 6? That series, by the way.
Yeah, Game 6, 2013 finals.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I'm looking at the play-by-play. The next series. I just want to emphasize this. The Nuggets, unless the Celtics, they can be consistent with their type of shots.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
You just left and came back. Can you? Unless the Nuggets, huh?
Oh, okay. So unless the Celtics are able to consistently play to around their ceiling, the Nuggets are going to walk away with this finals. I mean, walk away with this finals. Unless the Timberwolves have something to do with it, because the Timberwolves have been my team Yeah, that I thought, yo, if there's a team that could beat the Nuggets, it's the Timberwolves. That's the only other team that I think that could beat them. The Wolves and the Celtics. But if not, we might be seeing a new dynasty. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nah,
Hate
nah,
to
nah.
say
I
it.
think I think the Nuggets might just beat that team.
I hate to say it, but we might be seeing a new dynasty.
I love to say it. I love to say it because Denver deserve from something. Something. The Broncos
Yeah, but
suck.
six is done, you know. Fuck.
Nah,
I hate Sixers, man.
the Broncos suck. The Colorado Rockies and MLB suck. At least they got the NBA now, and NBA is one of the most fun sports when you have a dynasty. And in that LeBron James fourth quarter, he had 16 points in the fourth quarter with 2 rebounds, 3 turnovers, and a block. I think that was the Thiago splitter block too. He shot 7 for 11 in that quarter and played every minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
that
looking at the full. Oh, you said he shot how much?
7 for 11.
7 for 11. LeBron 14 that day.
Yep, and 16 points, bro. That whole quarter, he was amazing. I remember that. On to the next series. That's 2-zip. We got the Cavs Magic. Oh Lord, this one might end up in a sweep. It really could, bro. The thing about the Magic is I also was picking the Cavs because I thought they were coming up into the series a little more banged up than they really were. You know, Sam Merrill's been here. Darius Garland's looked good. Darius Garland. Excuse me. Donovan Mitchell has looked amazing. And Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley's the biggest thing for me. He's been knocking down his shots. And if Evan Mobley's going to be sitting there knocking down 3-pointers, I mean, the Nuggets got someone to be scared of. If Evan Mobley's sitting here knocking down 3-pointers, that's the team the Nuggets got someone to be scared of, man.
I still don't believe in that team's offense, bro. Don't believe in it. Yo, they have more of a chance to worry. They should be worrying about trying to beat the Celtics rather than beat the Nuggets because I do not believe in that offense. Plus, I'm not gonna lie to you, that nigga Jokic is eating that team because at least with like the Timberwolves have no real defensive weak points outside of Mike Conley, and that's because of size. The Cavs have 2 defensive weak points. 3, really, but 2 defensive weak points in Darius Garland, who's literally just a bad defender, and what's called Devin, also D Mitch, which he's improved this year, but he's still not like someone you can't take. It's not like you can't take advantage of the Mitch defense. You can. So, like.
Yeah.
They're not as impervious as the Wolves, so they have an issue. And yeah, they might have better offense. It's not significantly better. So
yeah, I think the Nuggets got a better offense, man. Yeah, the Nuggets got a better offense. This so far this Cavs Magic series, it's been ugly actually. A lot of just not that much scoring in it. I kind of knew that was going to be the identity of this series, and with that being the identity, I thought the Magic would win. But these boys not scoring 100 points. Yeah, they're not scoring 100 points, and that was my biggest thing. It's like looking back at it, I don't know why I picked the Magic. I was literally saying it's going to be hard for them to score 100 points, but I also think it's going to be hard for the Cavs to score 100 points. I would say that Franz Wagner. He has to knock down his threes because he hasn't all year. He's shooting 29% from the 3, and I'm asking somebody who's shooting 29% from 3 to knock down their threes. Like, what am I doing? Like, looking back at it, bro. Like, that was kind of dumb. That was kind of dumb, but hey, it is what it is. Paulo Banchero too. I see the stat. It was after game 1 for sure. Maybe after game 2, it still exists. Paulo hasn't scored 1 point on the pick and roll. Every time they've run it, he hasn't scored a singular point off of pick and roll. And it just what the Magic is emphasizing. Evan Mobley's over there allowing him to just shoot. He's not allowing Paulo to get easy looks, bro. I mean, this is their first time in the playoffs. Jamal Mosley also said that this is his first stint. I like people like Jamal Mosley who go on the mic and take accountability. Because Jamal Mosley, he went up on the mic and said, "I could be doing better too." You know, this is our first
I
playoff
need to
win.
know what he could do offensively better. I genuinely don't know how you can make
He
this
could he could do some stuff because
like.
some of the lineups he's putting out there is for them to die on the defensive side of the ball, and guess what? They're dying. You know,
Yeah, but I'm talking about how do you make this team shoot?
look, it's exactly what I told you, bro. You gotta all right as a coach, right? When there is a problem with your team, you have to emphasize it and encourage it. So if you want to get minutes on the Magic, and as a coach, I see you're shooting 3 pointers, that's how you'll get minutes. And you have, like, for example, you cut some of Markel Fultz minutes and put Anthony Black. And Anthony Black, I need you to shoot some threes. If you knock them down, we're gonna ramp your minutes up. And guess what's gonna happen when we ramp your minutes up? Somebody who's not been shooting their 3 pointers, I'm gonna put their minutes down. So when they come to my office and ask me, "Hey, coach, what happened to my minutes?" Make your 3 pointers. That's what happened. Make your threes. But he's not even giving players the chance to do that. I'm not saying Anthony Black is going to come in and save the day. Nah, it's unlikely, but at least you're gonna make it like, hey, Markel Fultz, you haven't shot a
So
three.
what you're essentially saying is dig into your bench.
Yeah, dig into your bench. That's what he has to do. It's your first time in the playoffs. Let all these guys get playoff minutes. You don't know who's gonna fit yet. Like, these are your first 2 games.
I You see, the issue here is like what you're saying might not be necessarily wrong, but the core fundamental issue of this team is that this team, since the start of the season, has not been able to shoot. So
Exactly.
digging into your bench isn't going to be able to solve that issue. And keep in mind, the players that they are playing are players that actually have been shooting well throughout the regular season. When it comes to Joe Ingles, who's been a good shooter this season, Jalen Suggs has been a good shooter this season, Gary Harris has been a good shooter this season. Those 3 players are shooting horribly. You know who's the best shooter on this team from 3 this season? This series?
Jonathan Isaac.
No, Franz Wagner. He's hit 4 for 10. So, like, that's what I'm trying to explain. That's what I'm trying to ask you. How do they get them to shoot when the shooters that's supposed to be on this team aren't shooting?
Like I said, you started off with by not letting Cole Anthony and Markel Fultz play that much because those guys like getting into the arc,
Markel has only played 19 minutes this whole series.
and you give him less. You give him less.
You give him less than 8 minutes. Nigga, he's not playing.
Yes, you give him less.
He's not playing this series, essentially.
You give him less. You give him less.
I get that, yeah. But the whole reason why he's not playing much what's called this series anyways is because you've essentially said it. He's not been that impactful. That's why he's not had much minutes this series. So I just don't get the next what you're trying to say here. If they understand you're not being impactful this series, yeah, then I don't get what you're trying to look for. He understands it. He understands you're not impactful this series.
Yeah, but the Cavaliers, what they've been doing is they've been taking away the roll on the pick and roll. So like, whoever's rolling, they've been putting 5 bodies in the paint, and guess what? The Magic are shooting 23.6% from the 3-point line and have an offensive rating of 88.5. To put that in perspective, the worst offensive rating in the league this year was at a 106. The Cavaliers the Magic offensive rating right now is at 88.5. Literally, you take away the paint from the Magic and they're cooked. They are cooked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's up? You said 88.5. I see on the box reference it says 90.2.
In the last 2 games. Hey, close enough, bro.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. What you're saying is true. Fair enough. Same with the Cleveland's offense is below the offense in the regular season too. They're 103. So it's been predominantly a defensive series. It's just that one team has a significant better offense. Because to me, I remember why I thought I had the Magic over over the Cleveland. I thought D Mitch was not going to have this good of a series. I thought he was going to be like mid to bad. That was my
Hell no, that's D Mitch. D Mitch, look in the playoffs.
because listen. He's gonna be guarded by what's called when he gets to the rim. He's going to be getting guarded by Jonathan Isaac. Like, like he's actually getting dealt with by some of the best defensive players in the league right now. The only reason I should have realized is that yes, they're ramping up Jonathan Isaac minutes, but it's not going to be like playing like 30, 40 minutes a game. That's what my issue was. They played him essentially 24 minutes a game, which is a lot, but not enough to really supplement the issues they have on offense. They would have to play him like 30, 34 minutes for him to like lock them down even more for them to actually have a real chance to win. That's my opinion, at least. They would have to play Jonathan Isaac even more minutes.
Yeah, they got to cut Wendell minutes. If Wendell's not knocking out his shots, bro, he's doing nothing. But there's no way the Magic could win this series. I'm not gonna lie.
Agreed. It's why Wendell hasn't got much. Like for the most part, Wendell has played 33 minutes. Mo has played more minutes than him. It's been a minute more, but they're going to Mo more because they're realizing, Mo is actually providing offense. So they're probably going to be going to Mo Wagner more. That's it. This series.
Mo is like watching the game wise. He's just been doing a lot of unnecessary stuff to me, like starting problems and stuff. But shout out Mo. Mo's cool. Next series we got the Suns Wolves. That's 2-zip. Suns Wolves.
Can we go back to this one? I want to go to the Thunder's Pelicans. I think the Suns Wolves is the best. It's the best one that we should leave last.
All right. So what's up with the Thunder Pelicans?
Oh, the Thunder is taking care of business.
Yeah.
The first game was them like being inexperienced and missing shots that they shouldn't be missing, all of that type of stuff. And then the second game, he said, "All right, we understand. We understand the seconds. We understand how the offs play. All right, we got this." And then they beat them by 20. So, like, that's literally what's happened.
Yeah, that first game was very low scoring. And another thing though is to the Pelicans, they should have won that game. That's literally how you get a team like the Thunder, who's never been in the playoffs before, all like googly eyed, because like you gonna be able to tell yourself, and we got no Zion, but hey, Mark Dango also made a scary call in that play where it was a jump ball. It was Chet versus like someone short. It was like Chet versus I don't remember who. Chet versus CJ McCollum. It was someone short or Jose Alvarado for a jump ball. And Mark Dango decided, hey, that's our ball right there. So he decided to use his coach's challenge. And instead of having a jump ball, they gave the ball to the Pelicans. I was like, that's stupid. Because like the ball ended up not going out on Chet. I was like, bro, how the hell you go? You were the one getting the benefit of the call, and you over here getting greedy, bro. You had Chet going against Lil, bro. He was gonna get that ball.
Hey, to be fair, isn't this his first year in the ops? Like, he's a young coach, so I don't really blame him. Like, I mean, you're gonna have growing pains, so I do blame him for doing something dumb like that. But like, he's already a good coach. He's gonna have dumb calls like that sometimes, but he's gonna like isolate those stuff out himself.
Yeah, he gave his reasoning also why. He said earlier in the regular season they did something like that, but apparently in the regular season they messed up and never told him. So now it's the playoffs. He had to find out the hard way. I don't know. Something odd about the call, but yeah, Thunder gonna have this pretty easily. Herb Jones is probably the best defender to put on Shai Gilgeous though, and it's been fun to watch that little matchup going on because they got Shai guarding him on the other side of the ball too. Because that's the type of people you put SGA on. You put him on the low energy. You put him on the role players. The role players, the best role player though. You put Shai Gilgeous on the other team's best role player, so he could just lock up your role player and convert his energy on offense. That's what you should do as a team, honestly. And the Thunder, I think they is the other team with dynasty potential. We were just talking about the Nuggets on the dynasty they about to go on. The Thunder, bro, they look so nice and they got so much assets that it's going to be a fun thing to keep up with the Thunder for the next couple of years, especially with how far they're going this year playoffs. It's going to be real interesting.
I agree. But that's pretty much it. Oh, by the way, Shea beating those allegations. Beating those allegations. I don't remember really J-Dub having allegations to beat, so I'm not gonna say much about him. But yeah, now we can go to the Suns and Wolves. And I'm gonna be real with you. I am so surprised. Bro, I came into the series thinking the Suns are gonna beat them in like 6. Tell me why the Suns can't even break 100.
You before the pod, we went over. They can't even score 95.
Yeah, the most they've scored in this series is 95. They can't break 100. I'm so shocked. Like they just can't get this team in rotation. That like they're literally saying, "Yo, you're an ISO team. You know what? Go ahead, take the ISO. Go ahead."
As they should.
And they just can't make them. I'm just like, yo.
You know,
they're saying, Grace Allen, we're running you off that 3-point line, and we're gonna make you useless. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm so surprised how consistently they are just beating this team.
I got something I gotta write while you talking, man.
And I do want to say to you though, I understand. Yes, D-Book is having a bad series, but people need to understand this, bro. If you're playing, if your primary defender is one of the best wing defenders in the league, arguably the best wing defender in the league. Some people say Herb Jones. Some people say, I think that the main real argument against him is Herb Jones. Yeah. And then you have the best rim protector in the league, and of our generation for most people. Like, what do you expect to like? Of course, he's gonna not have a great series. It's not gonna be last season where he's getting guarded by not Christian Braun, but he's getting guarded by what's his name? Jamal Murray, or KPJ. Or KCP, and KCP is a really good guard defender, but when he's having to guard D-Book and the rim protector is Jokic, those are two different things compared to being guarded by Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
I need people to understand that, yo, I get it, but you need to remember the defense that he is having to deal with.
Devin Booker, oh man, the way that this guy is getting guarded this series has absolutely been insane. And this is the note I wanted to get out. All right. Coach Finch, I'm sorry, bro. Okay, I was hating on you. I was wrong, bro. Look, Coach Finch, I'm sorry. I can't say it. I can't say this guy's a fraud. I don't believe in him. And he was the main reason I was going with the Suns this series, because I didn't trust Coach Finch to do the stuff that he's doing on the defensive side of the ball. I didn't see it from him. But going into the series, my whole plan, my thought of how you go into the series was Jaden McDaniels going to guard KD and Anthony Edwards going to guard Devin Booker. He flip-flopped that. And that was so fucking smart, because Jaden McDaniels, he's so long and lengthy that he gives Devin Booker a bunch of problems. And he's an amazing perimeter defender. And then something that Patrick Beverley used to always say on his podcast is he loves to guard KD because KD's handle, because of how tall he is, it takes time to go back up. So Anthony Edwards just been playing under KD, just being a pest. You feel me? He's just been being the low man wins with KD on defense. Low man wins. Like, teams think that the way you guard KD is to put a Victor, a chat. Victor is one of the solutions, though. That was a bad example, but like a chat or like a
Chet is another example. Is another bad example. You're talking about essentially you're supposed to play what's called kind of like fire hydrant type of guards. Essentially, guards with low center of gravity that can affect his base, which allow how he shoots like that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
affect his
yeah,
base so
yeah,
that the energy transfer doesn't go up and he doesn't have a good shot. Or you affect his jumper. So you just affect either one his shooting pocket, his base, or his jump shot. That's what you're supposed to do, not play him against another tall, lanky player because then he can abuse them.
I think that's why
Like I was saying.
Draymond does so good against Kevin Durant because like he's shorter for his position and like low man wins, bro. Anthony Edwards on Kevin Durant was such a shout out to you, Coach Finch. One thing though that I'll also say is that the half court offense is I'm still not liking it, bro. But look, I've already doubted you too much to like stand toes on it. I could apologize and move on. I was wrong. But yeah. Next series we got.
Can I just say one thing? The way that this team's defense is looking like, this might go down as one of the most one of the all-timer defenses of all time, one of the best of all time.
It might. It's not. It might. It is. They have to kill Alexander Walker on the bench, fam. They kill Alexander Walker. Lock it up.
I'll be real, bro. If they beat the Nuggets and then they get to the ECF, and let's say they lose to the Celtics, let's say that possibly happens. This is gonna go down as one of the best defensive teams of all time. I'm telling you.
It already is. They got Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards. Mike Conley's not like a slouch, he's just small.
Exactly.
They got Rudy Gobert. They got Nikhil Alexander Walker. They got Kyle Anderson, who's a good defender. And then Naz Reid, him and Cat, like Naz Reid and Cat, they 7 foot,
I think you have to respect Naz Reid on the defensive end. Before I would agree with you, Naz Reid is bad defensively. This season, he knows his role much more better now, so he's not as bad as a defender as he used to be. Same with Karl-Anthony Towns. That's both their biggest issues. They didn't know the scheme and how to play it, and that's I think is the main reason why he had an issue with Coach Finch, because I kind of agreed with you, but then later down the stretch of the season, I started realizing without Cat, this nigga knows what he's doing. And I was like, nah, I don't agree with you anymore. Coach Finch knows what he's doing. The reason why I thought that the Suns were going to win this series is because I thought they were going to be able to consistently get them into rotation and consistently generate good shots. And during the regular season, they were able to create good shots and hit those tough contested shots way more often than they've done in this series. They've not been hitting those correctly. By the way, KD's had a good series. I just want to point that out. He's had a good series. It's really D-Book. He's really D-Book and Bradley Beal that's not pulling their weight.
It seems like the game plan is to stop Devin Booker. Devin
Booker
is the priority because the offense runs through Devin Booker. So if you could slow down Devin Booker, you slow down the offense. And them having Jaden McDaniels. Oh my goodness, today is the NFL draft, and I've been doing mock drafts. There's Jaden Daniels and Jaden McDaniels. I've been mixing them up all day. Jaden McDaniels, he makes it tough for Devin Booker to get at his spots. And Devin Booker, his playmaking gets opened up by his scoring. So if you can slow down Devin Booker in the paint with Rudy Gobert, and then Jaden McDaniels just make it hard for him to get to his spots. I mean, if Devin Booker's not getting to his spots, he can't play make from out his spots. Because when Devin Booker play makes, it's him getting to his spot and then passing out of it sometimes. He getting to where he would want to score and bend the defense. But he's not able to bend the defense because the defense, first of all, is focused on him not bending the defense. That's their priority. That's their goal. And they got the requisite pieces, and they have the coaching for it. Devin Booker, at some point, he's going to have to be a superstar and just find a way for sure. But holy, the Suns are done. The Suns actually might be done, dude. Damn.
Yeah. I'm just sat there thinking, bro.
The Suns are done.
I could never have realized that this is going to happen to the Suns. I'm telling you, I didn't
Cat's
think
not even 100%.
that was the other reason. That was the other reason why I was thinking the Suns, because I thought, like, I was judging it from the perspective of Embiid not being fully healthy, even though he's sat out for 3 months with it, and Karl Anthony Towns both going through the same procedures, and somehow Embiid clearly looks worse than Karl Anthony Towns, and they both have the same procedure. Now I should realize that Embiid has had more injuries on that specific knee than Karl Anthony Towns, but I thought it would be similar-ish how they play. Look, Karl Anthony Towns has just been like, "Yo, let's pick up from where I was from before the series." As he's pretty much picked up from what he did in the regular season. Like, I don't know what to say to you.
Timberwolves are a fun team. We gonna see who they match up against in the second round.
OKC versus
Pelicans?
yeah.
Okay. We'll get onto that in the
Oh
future.
no, I'm wrong. I think they play against the Nuggets Lakers. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's the OKC versus the winner of the 4-5. That's what I was thinking of. My bad.
Okay, hey, but still Nuggets. Okay, so Minnesota's gonna have them a tough. Oof. They're gonna have them a tough win against the Nuggets, but they are literally built to beat the Nuggets. So we'll see. We'll see if they can do it. Well, the next series. Now we on to the actual series is where, hey, as soon as you win a game on the road, it's a series, and we all know that. So we got the. Which one you want to talk about first?
I'm sitting down thinking about it.
We got the Bucks. We got the Bucks, Heat, and Mavericks.
Bucks, Heat, Mavericks. Let's talk about. Let's leave the Mavs for the last. I want to leave them for the last. They're a good team. Let's talk about the Heat Celtics first, and talk about how they got their back blown out by 20. Let's talk about that.
It's because it seems like the game plan going into this series is for a team that's down two of their four best players to win by luck, and the other team beating us. It seems like Spoelstra has come into this series with like, hey, if they're gonna knock down their threes, I'm cool with losing because I understand the predicament of our team. And the Boston Celtics in both of the games, they've shot a lot of threes, like attempt wise. And Joe Mazzulla, he's gone to the post game conferences and he said that we are a team that we can take whatever the defense gives us. So it just seems like we're gonna have a shootout for a lot of these games. And if Miami wants to win, they're gonna have to shoot better than the Celtics. That's all the Miami Heat need. They got to shoot better than the Celtics. And looking at it from the grand scheme wise, that is the best way for us to have a chance, just to keep letting the Celtics shoot threes and we shoot threes also, because we're not gonna beat them if it comes down to the nitty gritty. The we can literally only beat them if we knock down our shots and hope that they miss theirs. Another thing about that game plan too is Drew Holiday, he's a streaky shooter, and Kristaps Porzingis, he's a streaky shooter. So if we start respecting Kristaps Porzingis' 3-point shot a lot, you're going to start letting him open up to where he's even better at, which is the post game. Kristaps Porzingis this year, he was the most efficient player out of the post. So, like, it's like, yeah, he in the first game, he went 4 for 6 from 3, I believe. Yeah, he's going to have a game where he goes 4 for 6.
I think it's 4 for 8 for Carrier.
All right, 4 for 8, but he's also going to have a game like last night where he shoots 1 for 6. So we just go and hope that he gets his 1 for 6 games more than not this series. Because if Porzingis not knocking down his threes, he's a weak rebounder. He's a great defender though, so he'll always be a plus for that team. If Drew Holiday not knocking down his shots, like I said, he's a great defender, so he'll always be a plus for that team. But if he ain't knocking down his shots and Kristaps ain't knocking down their shots, all we need is Miami to just wake up that day, you know? Especially we're going home now, and we have the series tied at 1-1. Miami's going to win one more game. Like, I don't think we go home and lose 2-0. Miami's going to win one more game. And you know what that does? That adds a week to the series because it adds 3 games for us, 3 days, so we can play game 5 because you take the road trip and then you have a day off and then you play. So that's 3 days right there. And then when we win another game at home, that's gonna be 6 days added to this series. Jimmy Butler might be possible to come back in the game 6-7 if we add a week to the series.
I
Jimmy
don't
Butler, I
know.
think Jimmy Butler is the type to come back.
The way they said it was like he's ruled out for the whole playoffs. That's stuff I remember saying it like that. Now, if that's wrong and they overreacted and it turns out now it's much more lighter than that, then fair enough. But I don't remember them saying that he's liable to come back in this series. I don't remember they ever saying that.
All right.
If you can check and see, then go ahead. But I don't remember them saying it's liable for him to come back in the series.
I want to see what grade Jimmy Butler's sprain was. If it's a grade 4, I will shut up. It is a grade 3. It is a grade 3. So a grade 3, he's on the borderline, you know. I think Jimmy Butler would play hurt though. A grade 1 takes 2 to 3 weeks. A grade 2 takes 3 weeks. And anything over actually no. Yeah, I'm lied. If you have a grade 2 to 3 MCL sprain, you can expect to need at least 4+ weeks to recover.
Right? That's what I want to tell you. I knew that they never said he was liable to come back this series. So
Jimmy got hurt last week. We got this week. If they go to game 6 and 7, that's another week. It says you need at least 4 to 5. It says you need at least 4+. But you also got to remember, you got to give him the athlete tax. He gonna be popping perks. He gonna be taking pills, and he's gonna be recovering with the best of the best. Okay, he got Heat Nation recovering him. Okay, Jimmy, game 6 and 7, please. game 6 and 7.
Heat fans just be delusional, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. They just be
Game 6 and 7, please, Jimmy. We just need.
He said he'd be popping perks. When you heard that, I just mentally turned off. I knew you'd be on shit.
All we need, Jimmy, is one more game. And hey, you saw what Jimmy posted last night? He said, hey, one more game. That's what he might be talking about. He might be saying, hey, if y'all win one more game and y'all add a week to the series, I'll be able to come back. You feel me? Hey, Jaylen Brown kept talking about, hey, well, all we need is one game. Yeah, all we need is one game now, boy. All we need is one game of us beating you again, and Jimmy Butler could come back for game 6 and 7.
You know what? I'm not even going to carry on this conversation, bro. Because you're praying for something that's not going to happen. So,
hey, look. All I know is now that the series is tied 1-1 and we're going home, where a sprained ankle away. I'm not saying it's Jimmy Butler's healing, but hey, we're a sprained ankle away from winning the series.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything you want to say about this series?
Celtics in 5. I don't have to say it, but let's move on to the next, I guess.
It's either gonna be Heat in 7 or Celtics in 6.
Yo, if they go to 6 games, the Celtics are not winning that Nugget series, bro. I'm being serious.
They're not winning the Nugget series. No, they're not.
Nah, if they go 6 games with you, they're not winning that Nugget series.
No, I can actually like
the team dogs you enough for you to have to take 6 games when you're so significantly superior to them in talent. That's insane.
But the thing is, though, look, Zeno, they have to win 3 more games against us, right? You're telling me in one of those 3 games that they have to play against us, you don't see another off night for Kristaps or Drew?
Yeah, I can see that, but I just think overall the collective talent around the whole team should be able to outweigh like the defensive genius that is Eric Spoelstra. And I think that they'll be able to beat you. That's my whole reasoning. And they're so significantly more talented than you that I think that they should just be able to out-talent you, regardless of the scheme they have.
Let's say that one of those, not both of them, but one of those guys have a bad night, right?
Yep.
And that's the day where Data Datum has a day.
Datum.
If that's the day that Data Datum has a day, wow, one of those guys kind of, you feel me? Hey, come on. Come on, man.
By the way, Drew Holiday shooting 37.5% true shooting in this postseason.
Exactly. All right. Hey, all you need is
KD shooting 50.5% true shooting in the series. Stinky. Jason Tatum shooting 56.6% true shooting in the series. Stinky.
That's all you need, bro. I'm telling you, that's all we need. All we need, bro.
Oh my god. Oh,
all we need. Hey, all we need, bro. That's all we need.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Tatum is gonna stop being a troll and just put you guys. There's no way Tatum's about to troll himself.
Tatum is not trolling, bro.
There's no way Tatum's about to troll himself into 76. I don't believe it.
Tatum is not trolling, bro. He is not trolling, bro. Hey, matter of fact, Tatum. Hey, I see you talking crazy for the first time, man. I've been watching the Heat Celtics for the past 10 years. I never seen Jason Tatum talk shit. Don't you ever talk shit when Jimmy Butler not on the court? What type of pussy ass shit is that? And he's talking shit to Jaime Jaquez. You telling me the one time Jimmy Butler hurt in our series against y'all, you all of a sudden talking crazy to our rookies? Tighten up, boy. I hope karma comes back and bites your ass, because you never act like this when Jimmy Butler playing. Never act like that. You better act like Tatum.
Can I tell you something to illustrate how bad our team has been outside of Embiid and Maxey? Bench points this playoffs 30. Deuce McBride, yeah. Bogey, which is the Knicks one, who has 19. Those two players alone, that's like 49 points from the bench. Guess how much the 76ers have?
36.
17. 17.
Right. Funny, bro.
Let's go to the Pacers Bucks.
Yeah, how you feeling about this series? How you feeling this gonna go?
I actually put something on Twitter about one of these players. Carry on. I'm gonna try and search for it.
Tyrese Halliburton going into the series. This was my biggest flaw on him. Like, this was literally my flaw. I always say this. Those point guards who average 10 assists, when it comes to the playoffs, teams are going to ask you to score. You know why? Because if you're averaging 10 assists, that means you're a really good passer. The same way that teams are going at Devin Booker and turning his playmaking off by turning him off as a scorer, teams are going to turn off Tyrese Halliburton's playmaking by trying to turn him on as a scorer. Because, look, Halliburton, at some point, bro, you got to put up open shots, fam. Rajon Rondo. Like, what are you doing, Rajon Rondo? Like, it makes no sense.
Hey. I'm looking at his playoffs here. His shooting is not that bad.
But that's the thing about it. Look, he's scary. He's scary. You're looking at true shooting percentages. You got to look at these open shots that Halliburton
is not taking.
Yes, instead of shooting you're a number one option. You got to take those number one.
He's actually not the number one offensive option.
No, he's not the number one scoring option for sure. But like, you have to take those open shots. He's looking for people. Look for yourself. Like. You have to have some Damian Lillard in you. And that's why, like, Zeno, when we were having like LaMelo Ball conversations, I was saying that LaMelo Ball, I like how he doesn't play by the rule book and how, like, sometimes he takes ignorant shots. I'd rather someone take ignorant shots than somebody being scary. I rather what Trae Young does when he takes those ignorant shots. I like his overconfidence in himself more than Tyrese Halliburton shyness, because I do think Tyrese Halliburton is capable of making down those shots. I've seen him do it, and
I sent it to you on IG. Just put down on the screen.
Yeah. And people keep trying to bring up Halliburton's hamstring. I don't care, bro. He on the court and he playing, bro. Man, he been playing for the past couple months, bro. And yeah, he been looking healthy. Halliburton been over there moving fast as hell. Oh, ever since his hamstring. No, ever since teams been making him beat them as a scorer. Like,
it's predominantly them forcing him to go left. That's what the issue is. And people were saying that, and I didn't really realize that, but they were like watching it. I started realizing, when he goes left, he can't do like, this is Julius Randle level. Like, you bring it, you tell Julius Randle go right, he can't do anything. That's literally him. And he has to force
Jaylen Brown.
jump passes and all that type of stuff. Respectfully, him as being like a passer has been good this whole series. Like, he's been really good this series. As a scorer, this man is averaging like 8.5 field goal attempts this playoffs. That shouldn't be a thing. Like, you shouldn't be just taking essentially 17 shots in 2 games, being that talented as a scorer. He's been efficient with those 17 shots, but that shouldn't be all the shots that you're taking. Because he has 10 assists on 5 turnovers. So what, 20-5? That's what, 1-4, 4-1. That's really good. He nearly 6 rebounds. He's been efficient, except for the free throw line. To be fair, he's only taken 2 free throws. So yeah, I do want to say this. Have you you know, put the
the thing
what I sent you? Yeah, what I sent you. Keep it up, because respectfully, what this guy Damian Lillard has been doing in this postseason needs to be talked about. I as a person, I like to hate on Damian Lillard because it's fun, but I can't even deny it. What he's been doing this postseason, especially in the first half of these games, have been amazing. In this postseason, Damian Lillard in the first half of each playoff games this series is averaging essentially 31 points on 18 or 31 field goals and 12 for 21 3-point shooting, which is essentially 77.89 true shooting. That means if he's taking a 3, he's not missing. If he's getting downhill, he's not missing. And when he's getting to the free throw line, he's not missing. So you really can't stop him in the first half. The issue is that usually they then start keying on him the next half, and then the team is having to play off of his gravity rather than his scoring, which Damian Lillard is way more lethal as a scorer rather than a playmaker, in my opinion, especially without Giannis. That has been his issue this series. And then another thing I do want to talk about is that man, Pascal Siakam. Because you can take it off, yeah, but Pascal Siakam this series...
Has he been the best player this series? Has Siakam been the best player in this series?
Is that you, KD? Did I see you, KD? Is that you, KD?
Siakam has been...
I'm seeing KD, you know?
Bro, he's averaging... Let me search it up. In his last 2 games, he's 30-something, bro.
37
and a half. Yes.
37 on 68% true shooting. This man is not missing. He is taking people he's taking people and he's deciding, you know what? I'm going to put these guys, and it's not spin cycle Siakam, you know, the one where he gets downhill and then he's doing a spin move into a he's not doing that. He's not a Beyblade anymore. He's doing pure mid-ranges, just draining mid-ranges over the people's heads and stuff like that. Yo, that man Siakam has been cooking this series. People are going to respect Siakam. And I wanted Siakam since the trade deadline. I've been saying we should get Siakam. We should get Siakam. And they don't trade for Siakam, and look at what he's doing now. Look at what he is doing right now.
I was saying the Warriors should have got Siakam. So many teams could have got this man, but nobody, you feel me, were all in on him. And now look, the Pacers need to go get Siakam help. Siakam has no help on the Pacers right now. And that's crazy to say because Giannis not even healthy. This series, after the Pacers lost game
wait. You said that he's not getting help. What do you mean? They've been giving him... The reason why he's able to do this in the first place is because of the Pacers spacing and the fact that the Bucks don't have any defense. You know who's what usually is their primary defender on him? Bobby Portis or Chris Middleton. Bro's eating them. That's why he's shooting 30. He has 37 points on so high efficiency, and he has so much spacing. Like, What you
Yeah,
mean
no,
he's not being
The
helped?
Pacers got amazing spacing for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. He's not. He doesn't have help. He does have
Nah,
help.
nah, he has help. They just ain't been helping.
All right. So I just need to know how. I need to know how he was able to. They were able to beat the Bucks by 20 the last game. If he did not
No,
have
no,
help.
no. I'm not just saying they absolutely do nothing. I'm messing around a little bit, but no.
Fair enough.
The Pacers, they to win a championship or to make the conference
They
finals,
need
like
defense. They do not have defense. That's the
their
only issue.
defense has gotten way better though ever since they traded for Siakam. Because they
They're
also,
still paper thin. Still paper thin.
I don't know. I don't know.
Miles Turner
I
is an
think that they're
overrated.
good on defense.
Miles Turner is an overrated rim protector. They
For
still don't
sure.
have really a good, like a great POA defender. The POA defender is Neesmith. He's good, but he's not great. Tyrese Halliburton still decides that it's a good idea to just die on every screen, which is why every time they get what's called into a pick and roll or he gets screened, they are playing 4v5, which is already an issue and already an advantage being created every play. That's the main reason why this team defense is not going to be as good until Tyrese Halliburton learns how to beat a screen or play or get around the screen. Because I'm sorry, if you're going to constantly put your team in a 4v5 situation every time you get screened, your team's defense is never going to be good.
You know what I never understood? How do players like Halliburton, and I love this going into our next series, how I'm bringing this up, because somebody's doing it in the next series. Halliburton is such a good passer, right? And such a great playmaker. And he understands running the offense so well, right? Why can't he put himself in the mind of whoever's handling the ball and being like, that isn't a way I would abuse myself. So let me not do that. You know?
I get what you're saying, but it's kind of like I can maybe chalk it up to offensive the amount that the offense runs around his passing playmaking and the amount of time he has ball in his hands, so he has less energy for defense. I can chalk that up to that.
That's one of it.
I do agree. Huh?
That's one of it for sure. That's one of it for sure.
Mm-hmm. So I do agree with that notion, but I also think it's kind of not lazy, but kind of hard to really do so, because you can say, all right, if I abuse it this way, someone could also abuse it that way. But then you also need to realize other players don't have your own habits and ideas on how to attack X, Y, and Z. So you can't necessarily use that mindset for other players. Like, for example, Damian Lillard and what's called D-Book are two different ways, because D-Book is one of his biggest things about D-Book is rejecting the screen and forcing you from going to one way into the other way instantly. What's called
Lillard.
Well, Damian Lillard is usually just gonna go around the screen and take a shot. So, like, it's kind of hard to really put them two in the same situation. I should have used D-Book and D-Mitch. That's such a better. Anyway, D-Book and D-Mitch are two different ways when it comes to attacking the defense. So you can't use the way D-Mitch plays to also understand how D-Book plays. You get what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying, but the mindset of the offensive player isn't the same mindset of you on offense. TLDR.
No, I get that point, of course, too. But what I'm saying is, like, just do the right thing. Like on offense, he always knows what's the right thing to do. Like, sometimes he knows it a little bit too well, to the point where he hurts himself by trusting wide open shooters more than himself. I know it's crazy to say trusting wide open shooters more than himself is crazy, because they're wide open. He's doing the right thing. But you should, if you're that smart, that means you know what you're doing is wrong, or at least I hope he knows what he's doing is wrong. Because holy, watching Halliburton on defense sometimes it hurts. Like, he just looks like he looks like a cone. He should not be looking like a cone, and you're that smart. Because look, you're saying Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell, they have different ways of getting to the basket. I agree with you 100% on that. But at the end of the day, those guys, they are both playing basketball. And you just at some point when you're a bad defender, you just do the right basketball play instead of trying to be the needle mover. Just don't be the one that messes up everything. It's like there's a couple of defenders when I watch them,
Mm-hmm.
they are bad defenders with number one defending tendencies. Like they do stuff that Jaden McDaniels should do, like jump passing lanes and stuff. Like Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns, all he has to do is sit in the corner and hug. But sometimes, for some reason, he just wants to leave his man open and go for the block. He just want to go play passing lanes. Cat, that is not your role, fam. Because I could you know every time he does that, somebody's left open. Duncan Robinson on the Heat. I wish that he would just hug his players. Sometimes he just goes out and tries to go make the heroic play. Like, bro, go do that on offense, bro. On defense, stop trying to do heroic stuff, man. Please, please, it hurts to watch. I wish Halliburton could just become I'm just not gonna make the mistake, yeah. Because let's talk about the next series. Luka Doncic, I feel like he's took that part to his game where he's just like, I'm not gonna be the one that fucks up. Look. I'm not gonna be the best defender, but I could guard James Harden. You know why? That same step back move that James Harden does all the time.
He's my idol, so I know how he works. Essentially,
Exactly. Luka does that step back move so much that he's been locking James Harden when he does it. Not locking, but like Luka has been guarding James Harden's step back amazingly. You know why? Because that's Luka's favorite move. He knows when a player will go to the step back. You understand what I'm saying? Because Luka's been playing amazing defense on James Harden.
I mean, James Harden's still been like the best player for the Clippers.
Yeah, for sure. I can't say amazing because like people like to use the word too literal for his.
He's been playing amazing this series.
Yeah. I got a graphic.
Anytime the ball has been in Harden's hands, I will tell you this now. Anytime the ball has been in the Harden's hands, the Mavs have been scared. That you don't want the ball in Harden's hands. What you want the ball in is either Paul George or Kawhi Leonard, because Harden is going to be able to create and score. So he's a two-way on offense in the sense that he can affect the game with his scoring and affect the game with his passing playmaking. So you don't want the ball in his hands, because if you play him ISO, he's going to be able to beat you. He's still one of the best ISO players in the league, even though he blew his hamstring out. And scoring wise, James Harden has taken nearly 11 threes this whole series. For this whole series, he's taken 11 threes.
Yeah, instead of saying whole series, try it to make it age better. Say the first 2 games.
Okay, fair enough. Fine. For the past 2 games, he's shot 21 threes. He's shooting like 40% of them. 38.1. So 38% of them. He's hitting his threes. So, like, what can you do with someone who's going to be predominantly a ball handler, who's really good distributing the ball, and 2, can create his own shot?
I can tell you.
Blitz the ball?
You put Luka Doncic on him, bro. You put Luka the Don Doncic on him. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and James Harden scored a combined 0 points when Luka was guarding them. And guess what? He held them to a 28.2 field goal percentage. Luka, if you doing that, look, he's not gonna replicate that every game, but that just goes to show you like the amount of effort he's put in. Cause look, he's not a cone. That's all that matters. That's all I'm asking Tyrese Halliburton not to be. Just don't be a cone. Look, don't take that graphic as that's who Luka is every night. No, it's not who he is every night.
That's not him. That's not him.
It's not, but he's not a cone. And while he's not being a cone, that Kawhi Leonard, I was watching him play, and I saw him just jogging around, and he put up a jump shot, and I took the Mavericks money line. He didn't look 100%.
He isn't 100%.
Yeah, and that coming from Kawhi kind of like shocking. Kawhi's usually not the type of guy to play. He's not 100%, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the type to. Man, this is a crazy series because you got Luka. He's going to be the best player of this series because he's 100% as of now. And he's already been playing like it. You got James Harden who's taking control of the Clippers offense. And I feel like that's how the Clippers always should have been ran. They should have always been a team that has Paul George and Kawhi Leonard as their defenders with a point guard. Like that you have two small forwards. Like why
What's the whole point?
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
whole point. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of getting Kawhi and Paul George, though, is what I was trying to say. And it took them almost 10 years to do this. Like the whole point of getting Kawhi and Paul George is so you can have off ball players who are great at guarding on ball players. But no, they sat there and had 2-point forwards in their mind. No, these guys are not point forwards.
To be fair, it actually took them 2 seasons because they got Westbrook last season. But hey.
No, Westbrook was the band-aids. Look, Westbrook was the first time I actually looked at them and said, you know what? Not even that bad, bro. Westbrook be coming in and playing defense. The Clippers fans love Westbrook. Clippers fans love Westbrook, bro. When Westbrook be coming, look, the other game, bro, he came in and he played some defense, getting them fast-paced transition buckets off of steals, off of blocks. Man, Westbrook also, you know, he always gonna be the guy to talk his talk. I see him and PJ Washington get into it a little bit. The thing that's funny now, though, is like Westbrook's at the older end of his career. So some of these role players be getting the best out of his little rants and stuff. Man, next possession after Westbrook got done talking that hot shit to PJ Tucker, PJ done bomb sent him to the floor. I was like, nah, Westbrook, get your shit sent to the bleachers and you on the floor? You was just talking crazy to PJ, fam, 30 seconds ago. But, you know, he ain't able to go and dunk those no more. But Westbrook, he still provides a lot of rim pressure. He forces teams to get up and play. Because that's one thing about Westbrook. He going to have his energy and his motor. So no matter what, you're going to have to give effort against Westbrook. And that's amazing coming off their bench.
Westbrook and one of the biggest issues with that team is that team's rim pressure is non-existent. That's why Terrence Mann in the starting lineup is really valuable for them because he's the athlete, the person that likes to get downhill and cause issues that way. But they're not really using him as like a player to really get downhill with the ball that like that. But when Westbrook comes off the bench, he's the primary player to really be getting downhill with the ball, and he kind of changes the dynamic of the defense when it comes to the Clippers offense, because the Clippers offense is kind of like the Suns, where they're predominantly a mid-range to three-point shooting team. They don't necessarily get downhill as much. But the reason why the Clippers are able to do what they're doing way more consistently than the Suns is because they actually have a point guard. They have 2 point guards actually, in James Harden, and they have Westbrook. So they have ways to actually create a good offense and get good shot quality consistently. And Westbrook also negates the issue of getting downhill because he's one of those players that always wants to get downhill, always wants to break down the defense that way and kick it out. That's Westbrook's what's called bread and butter since he pretty much came into the league. So,
no, I agree with you. This Clippers team, it's funny because this team has been their best chance to win a championship with, but it's also their best chance to lose in the first round because they're in the first round against the Dallas Mavericks. So unfortunate. I do think that this team has the makings of a championship roster, but so do the Mavericks, and one of these teams is going to get bounced in the first round. Who do you think is going to win this series?
I have the Mavs in 7.
But look, you had the Mavs in 7, right? But
was it 7 or 6? Anyway, so 6 or 7.
All right, but look, you did not know for certain about Kawhi. You know for certain now Kawhi's going to be there.
Mm-hmm. Still Mavs 7.
Oh man, dude. So they go into Dallas and it's a 1-1 series. I still got the Mavericks winning also. But like, I don't like how you said that so easily, bro. Like you just said it like the utmost confidence. Yeah, I got to remember. I said 7. They got Kawhi now. I'm still going 7. Shit, like you
I
said
think
that.
the reason why I have it so confident because I've been thinking about it for a long time. So I've already made up my mind
Yeah, me too.
on
Me
how
too.
I feel
Me
about
too.
it. That's
Me
the
too.
reason why I said it so confidently. If someone sat down, I've had this conversation in their head like for a few days at this point, and kind of came up with a reason for themselves, and then just said, "Yep, that's my reasoning. That's how I feel." The only team that I've really been like, "Yo, if I had a chance, I would go back and change it," is the fucking Cavs Magic. That's the only team I'm like, bro. What was I thinking? I'm like, yo, why did I think that was gonna happen?
I think me too, bro. I don't hate my idea on the Suns winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not crazy. The Pacers been scaring me. Actually, the Pacers been scaring me because we didn't talk about who we think is gonna win that series either.
Oh, I
Pacers,
still think the Bucks in 6-7.
you had the Bucks the whole time. I had the Pacers. I'm gonna join the dark side,
The
bruh.
dark side's nuts.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
yeah, that I was thinking the only reason why they might lose the series is that Tyrese Haliburton starts having like one of the best playoffs series of all time. Whether he has no guard defense against him, and then now I'm looking at it, this guy's only took 17 shots in 2 games. Yeah, I'm not moved, bro.
Bruh, them losing game 1 was so big for me because I really did have the Pacers winning the series. Cause I was like, yo, if they take both of these games at home and steal the series 2-0, they still technically stole a game because it's 1-1, but they stole that game with no Giannis, bruh. Giannis gonna be back, man. It's like he Giannis should confirm he will confirm me back this series. I could look, I'm not delusional. I don't have no shoe in this race. Giannis will be back in this, and they'll get humbled. They will, because the calf injury takes around 1 to 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis will be back because he got hurt last week.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis will be back, or at least for Game 5. I think that's when Giannis should target his return, Game 5, when they come back home. If Giannis is back Game 5 and the series is 2-2, Bucks got it pretty easily, in my point. In my opinion, at that point, I'm gonna go with the Bucks, dude. I hate the Bucks, but I'm gonna go Bucks.
We want to see the Bucks in the second round. I hope you know that. We do not want to see the Pacers, bro. I cannot be asked to. Yo, with Embiid's knee imploding, and we have to see the fucking. No, we don't want to see the. We do not want to see the Pacers. I want to see the Bucks. I need the Bucks to win this series because if I'm having to deal with what's called Tyrese Haliburton, Pascal Siakam, fucking Andrew Nemhard, like running up and down the court like a gazelle against Embiid, who can't even move his leg. Yeah, I'd say, you know what, give it to them in 4. I can't be asked for that. I'll literally say give it to them in 4 because Embiid just will not be able to move up and down the court. It'll just blow us out because we'll always not have what's called rim protection in the transition.
I mean, at that point, bro, Joel shouldn't be playing. But you're not the coach. You don't make the decisions.
I also said that he shouldn't be playing.
You said it already this episode. You're not the coach. You don't make the decisions. But holy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the last segment before we end off this episode. We're gonna have a couple shorts. Zeno, you gonna be getting flamed in these shorts, boy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're gonna be in it.
That's nasty work. What?
I'm getting flamed too. We all get flamed.
Yeah,
bro.
that's your own. This is your own channel. Why are you happy that a friend of yours is getting blamed? What?
No, because that means that something good going on. If somebody's hating, that means you're doing something right.
You see, that's a nice way of saying, you know what, I like to see you in pain too. That's a nice way of saying that. Jesus.
No. To me, I actually like seeing the comments. We're gonna start. I'm gonna start doing that. We're gonna have comment of the day, bro. Like, start off the episodes with like the funniest comment I saw of the week, bro. Like, we got to, man. because dude, or the most liked comment. That would be fair. The most liked comment of the week.
Mhm.
I posted something. Which NBA players do you think have the most to prove this playoff? And so far, the most common answer has been Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you agree with
He's
that?
not gonna beat the allegations. That's the sad part. Embiid ain't beating the allegations. I wish he could, but he's not in a position to beat the allegations.
Nah, he is not. You got a list of the top 5 people?
Top five, I can name you five. That's what I can do.
No, put it. No, you already know how these shorts go. Zeno, you got to give me a list. Give me the
Um,
5 players with the most to prove in the playoffs. And if
I'll have to. Okay. So like, all right, cool. I already know who number one is, and sadly,
bro,
even though he can't really fight against it, he still does.
number
I
one, if it's not, there's like 4 people. If you
Embiid.
don't have them, there's 4 people. If you don't have them number one, you're gonna get hate. And you can only put one person number one.
It has to be Embiid. No, it has to be Embiid number one because he has the weakest like he has the issue of like not having translation to the offs like so he has to be number one even though I hate it. Jason Tatum has to be there. Shea has to be there.
Why Shea?
Because this is his first season being a number one option and people were having issues that post all-star season and when they weren't giving him free throws even though he was injured his numbers went down and people were saying that maybe he's looking kind of fraudulent so yeah
Yeah,
he
but
has
come on. No, this is your list. Fuck what people think. Come on, you know that shit. This Zeno, you know this was Shea's first playoffs, and you judge him off the first playoffs, of course. But at that point, you may as well put Tyrese Halliburton on your list too.
oh no I've already been off of that nigga
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know I've
yeah.
been off of him.
No. You can't be off of him completely. But like, let him play in the playoffs. He a youngin. Like this list is mainly for the older guys who have been in this position before and have disappointed. If these guys disappoint, you can put them on it next year. But right now, it's
Damian Lillard's another one.
yeah.
um who else?
What about Kyrie?
I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone really has an issue with Kyrie. Kyrie's been a good playoff translator outside of like the last year, also the last year of the
5 years.
Celtics and against I also got that against the Nets. Or sorry, when he was on the Nets, those were only 2 years that he's been bad playoff wise.
Paul George.
Paul George has always been a decent playoff translator.
I agree.
James Harden's probably the other one you can say.
James Harden's he's always been a good playoff. I feel like he's been a better playoff.
That's the issue. People think he isn't. They just see, oh, he was it like 0 for 35 in what's called in game 7. They see him choking against the Spurs. They see him choking against some other teams, and they just think, oh, that's James Harden. Not ignoring the fact that he beat the shit out of that baby D Mitch. He beat the shit out of the Timberwolves with Jimmy Butler on them. He beat the shit out of some other teams, but people just ignore that and just go to his failures. So it's annoying, but I'm sorry. I'm James Harden has to be up there too. I think that's pretty much it. And maybe Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert's another one.
You're right. You're right. Rudy Gobert. I'm happy we had this conversation so I can add him to my list. You are right. All right, so you got the list in the top 5 order.
Okay, so right now, do I speak a little bit about each team, or do I just say?
Oh, we're gonna let's do it first, and then you're gonna talk about it.
Okay, so are you gonna do the?
Yeah. Let me know you're ready.
All right, cool.
Hey,
I couldn't remember the names. I just,
All right. Can you name me the 5 players who have the most to prove in these NBA playoffs?
Yeah, I can go for number 5 will be Rudy Gobert. Number 4 will be Damian Lillard. Number 3 will be KD. Number 2 will be
Day.
James Harden, and then number 1 will be Joel Embiid.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I gotta flip. If I could redo that, I would flip some of those players. Jesus Christ, I'd put KD number 2, and I'd move
Redo it.
James
No,
Harden.
redo it real quick. Redo it real quick. Just
Okay,
say
okay. Number 5 would be it will be Rudy Gobert. Number 4 would be James Harden. Number 3 would be Damian Lillard. Number 2 would be KD, and number 1 would be Joel Embiid.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what mine looks looking like. And could you do that same thing for me? Just say, can you
Okay.
name me the?
Yeah, and since I've given you mine, what is your top 5 players?
No. Say, can you name me your top 5 players with the most to prove in these playoffs?
Okay. And since I've done mine, can you name me the top 5 players to look out for this season?
No, the top 5 players with the most to prove in these playoffs.
Jesus Christ. Since I've done mine, could you do the top 5 players that has the most to prove this season?
One more time, you got it. You got it this time. So, I trust you.
Okay. Could you tell me the top 5 players most to look for this season?
What is to look for?
Bro, I'm so excited. I can't write it down. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just gonna write it down.
Most to prove. Most to prove. Most to look for. The most to look for is Shea. The most to look for is Tyrese. Paolo Banchero. The most to prove is these guys who ain't been proving shit in years. Data them.
Yeah, okay. Since I've done mine, what is the top 5 players with the most to prove in the playoffs?
At number 5, I got Rudy Gobert. Number 4, I got Karl Anthony Towns. Number 3, I got Damian Lillard. Number 2 is Kevin Durant. And number 1 is Data Datum.
You're worse than I am, and I'm a Sixers fan. That's crazy. I actually forgot Tatum off of my list, but hey, Tatum should have been there over Rudy Gobert. Not gonna lie, Tatum should have been over there with Rudy Gobert.
Let's go to Tatum. I don't got Joel Embiid on my list because, bro, come on, bro, look at it, bro.
Hey man, I'm being real with you. Whether he's injured or not, niggas are gonna be like, "Well, show playoff translation."
Hey, the thing is though, they right, but like, look.
Hey, I can show them the Hawk series. I can show them the what's called the 1920 season where in the bubble. I can show them 2 series. They won't care. I can show them the Wizard series. They won't care. But hey, show playoff translations. I showed 3 playoff translations. Show actual playoff translations. You got it, bro.
I don't really care about the Embiid stuff because like bro is like
injured.
I'm also a little bit off of Embiid like playoff wise. I'm sorry. Like I'm at the point where like when he shows me, I'm gonna be happy for him. But I don't even care at this point, man. Especially he hurt, bro. I don't pick on weak people. I pick on Joel Embiid.
I don't pick on weak people.
Yeah, I pick on Joel Embiid when he's 100%, not when he's hurt, bro. Prayers out to you. Hope you make it out the season safe, bro. But next year, bro, I hope you're healthy so I can talk my talk. What's your reason? You had Rudy Gobert at 5. That's we know why. At 4, you had
James Harden.
I don't get that one, bro.
Translation. People hate on them for the translation in offs. They're not getting it done in offs.
I get it a little bit, but my problem with James Harden is he does get it in the playoffs. He doesn't get it in those closing games. For some reason, he just get scared in game 6s and 7s. But from 1 to 5, he's a very good player. From games 1 to 5, James Harden is a great player. As soon as it's 6-7, bro, you just all I'm asking you, Harden, throw the ball to Kawhi. Like game 6, game 7, throw that shit to Kawhi. No cap.
That's the issue with him. He just like people just be saying he's not a good playoff translator, even though he's been.
Some people be having bad series though. He has bad games. I'll agree.
Yeah, he has bad games, not series mainly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out when he had a bad series since he's been James Harden.
He
It's not
doesn't
really
have bad series. He has bad games, and his games are terrible. Like it leaves a bad taste in your mouth for real. I ain't gonna lie.
Pause. I don't agree with that. Pause. I do not agree with that. Sure, it does not leave bad taste in my mouth. What? What?
All right, bro.
I don't know what's going on with you, but definitely not me. Whoa.
I don't know what you chatting about, bro. But yeah, James Harden in the closeout games, he looks bad. You had number 3. You had
Damian Lillard.
Pretty explainable.
No, he's gonna say explain. I'm saying, yo, he's on a better team than he was in the West.
Yeah. Number 2. Who was number 2?
Can't remember. KD.
Yeah. KD. Really? KD's number 1. But I just wanted to like say Tatum at number 1.
Nasty work right now.
But Tatum's number 2 for me. KD and Tatum really flip flopped. I ain't gonna lie. But I love saying Tatum. I just woke up one day and accidentally said that, and like I've been running off with it.
To be fair, Rodney also calls him day-to-day. Is it day-to-day or 50-50? I think he called him 50-50 Tatum.
Yeah, 50-50 Tatum. Yeah, Tatum. That just it comes off the tongue so nice. Day to Tatum. I love that. I love that name from him.
And then Joel Embiid. So
you just want to put Joel Embiid number 1 at something.
I don't really. If I want to put him in the number 1 of anything, I'd put him number 1 in the world, which you can't argue against. But hey,
all right, bro. Yeah, that's not.
You can't argue against in the regular season. He was the best player in the season.
That's the point. No, I could argue it.
Who?
I'm trying to think of someone. Jalen
Brunson. So it would have to be Luka.
Jalen Brunson
in a regular season. I said
yes.
Oh, okay. So when are we finishing this?
Yes, Jalen Brunson had a better regular season than Joel Embiid. If the 65,
if you're gonna do the fact that he played a lot more games and he had to sustain that, if that's your reasoning, go ahead. But when I'm talking about actual play when they are healthy, no one played better than Embiid this season.
I got a question though. Before the 65 game rule, right? If Joel Embiid played 37 games like this, would he have won?
No, he would not reach the All NBA. No.
Okay.
I would. If they did that, even I would be like, "Yo, you need to get off his meat." That is crazy. I would have said, "Yo,
All NBA third team, he could have possibly actually."
Not on 37.
It would have been meat, bro. People would have made the argument. It would have been a bunch of meat slopping going around, but it would at least
on 40 games he reaches All NBA like second team. Yo, I'm telling you now, yo, the Gawk, the dick riding would have been crazy.
For sure. But it would have happened. It could have possibly happened. It could have possibly happened.
If it happened, even I would be like, yo, calm down.
We'll never know though. Well, yeah, that'll wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you, everybody, for. Matter of fact, hold on. Did you want to do the most? All right, give me 3 players that's been your most surprising so far.
What's it? Surprises. 1 Maxi, 2. I would have to check a little bit. Sorry, I didn't even sit down and think about it because I thought we were going to do it. 1 Maxi, 1 Siakam. Sorry, 2 Siakam, and 3. Trying to think.
One of mine is for sure going to be Jaime Jaquez Jr. He's been balling. And then I'm gonna just tailgate you. I'm gonna go Pascal Siakam and fuck that nigga Maxi.
I know you don't want to say it. It is, but you don't want to say it. I know it's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dame. Dame in the first half. The second half, Dame turned that shit off though.
I'm not moved. I know who Dame is.
I'm not that moved either. That's kind
of. Jaden McDaniels. I'll give Jaden McDaniels. Third one.
Oh, Jeremy James, no, that's a great. Matter of fact, my three biggest surprises has been Coach Finch, Jaime Jaquez, and Pascal Siakam. Yeah,
All right, bro. All
but
right.
you saw me right. You saw me apologize to him on
I
live.
don't.
Bro. I've actually been like surprised, bro. Salute to bro.
I gave it mine. It's Jaden McDaniels, Pascal Siakam, and Harris Max.
All right, well, thank you everybody for tuning in to episode 133 on Up the Score Show. Tomorrow morning, we will be reacting to the NFL draft. The NFL draft is in about 5 hours. Hey, it's that time of the season. Zeno don't know what I'm talking about, so I ain't gonna hold him too long. Make sure y'all have a nice day and the Heat in 7.